Hey everybody, welcome back to Lamson Family Farms. My name is Max, and today is the Friday after Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a nice time with their friends and family. Today is the Friday after Thanksgiving, and I am going to be starting a couple of projects today, but first I have to feed the animals. We've had company for like 3 weeks, and I just haven't been getting as much done in the barn, because we've had friends and family visiting. So, it's time to get back to some of the projects, and I want to get some of these 2 projects done because we've got a winter storm coming through this week. It's not supposed to be anything too crazy, but it is supposed to get really cold. I think a couple of the nights we're supposed to get down to 18 and 15, and then at least 3 days next week we're supposed to have snow. So I would really like to get the cows under cover, and I have moved the pigs. I did manage to get that project done, so I've moved the pigs, and so I have a little less room to bring the cows into the barn, and so I want to get them into their winter space. So, but first I need to do my chores because this is my first time coming out to the barn today, and I know everybody's going to be hungry once they start seeing me out and about. So the cats have been cooped up yesterday, so they are coming out today. Hi, Winifred. Hello. We have a goat kid. We were not expecting to have a goat kid, but here she is. She is very cute. She is our first Annie kid. So our junior buck, who got out with the girls in June for one afternoon, and I didn't really think anything of it. Apparently bred Go-Go. And I came home from work, 2 Fridays ago now, and she was on the ground getting cleaned off by her mom. So here she is. Was not expecting to have a November goat kid, but surprise. So she's a single, unfortunately, which means she's gonna have to be by herself for a while. I've been trying to find other goat kids or even, lambs, but I haven't found anything so far, so she is out here by herself in the goat maternity ward. She just came out to the barn a few days ago. We had her in the commercial kitchen for the first week and a half. She does not have a name yet, but she is our third keeper doeling from Go-Go, and she's our first Annie kid. So I thought Annie's first kids would be on the ground in March because he's been bred to Daffy, but she will be the second set of the second set of Annie kids that we have. So Annie, our junior herd sire, he's from Urban Acres Lines. Yeah. So we've had this to deal with, I guess you could say, just because we do bottles, so it was a little bit of waking up in the middle of the night for about a week. But it is pretty cold. I think I'll have to check the temp. I think we're in the low 30s right now. So cows are getting a little extra hay. They're getting a little extra grain. They've been getting grain twice a day. They've been getting extra hay. They look really good. Here we go. Come on, Hyson. Are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? You look so good. You look so good. Okay. You go eat that hay, okay? Okay? Alright. You guys be good. So I'm going to get started on some of my projects. What I need to do is trying to decide how I want to do things. I'm actively talking it out with you guys because I have not actually thought about it yet. So I know I'm going to need more hardware for the horse wall. I don't have enough bolts for securing the cross boards. I will need a trip to the hardware store to do that. I will also need concrete from the hardware store. And I know it's not an ideal temperature to be setting concrete, but it's going to happen. So today I really need to dig out the holes in the machinery shed for the divider wall for the cow area. And then I can get going on the horse wall. I will just screw the crossboards for the horse wall today, and I will bolt them tomorrow. It will be fine. I need to decide which boards I need to use for which space. I think I have enough to do both. It's going to be pretty close. And I would rather save the better boards for the cow divider and use the rougher boards for the horse wall. So I need to go upstairs and suss through what boards I have, and then that will give me a better idea about what I'm going to be doing first. I'm going to try to get as much done this afternoon as I can. I don't have any light in the machinery shed. I do have a couple inside projects I would like to do tonight. I'm canning up some more cranberry juice. And I do need to get caught up a little bit more on barn stuff, just because we've had guests for a few weeks. I've kind of fallen behind on some of my housekeeping items. I am going to, I think I'm going to go measure where I actually want the, what are they called? The fence posts to go in the machinery shed, so I know how many I need to bring down. I will be using a 10-foot gate. I did decide on that. I will be using a 10-foot gate as the gate in between. So I need my measuring tape, and I need a pair of gloves because my hands are going to get way too cold. And I need my mallet to put the markers down with. So, and I'm going to close the barn behind me, keep out the cold air. I also just realized I didn't actually feed the horses, so they can wait, but this isn't going to take me that long. So I will feed them when I get back. I did. Let me put you guys on a time lapse. I'm going to be measuring the space for where the posts will go. And then at some point today, I will start digging those. I'm hoping the ground is not frozen. But if I'm going to be digging those, today is my best shot because I think today is as warm as it's going to get for the next 5 days. So, all right, let's get going. Okay, so I was able to mark out where I want things, and I was also able to go through the boards. As you can see, there's some really nice boards back there. Some of those I think were original barn boards. They're really thick. They're obviously distressed. They've got the old barn paint on them. They're really nice boards. So anyway, I'm going to be putting, I think, the gate against the back wall. So it'll be a 10-foot gate. I've got one post there. The gate will swing into the middle, and so then I've got a second post 10 feet away, so when the gate is swung open, it can latch to the second post. And then I'll have about an 8-foot section that will also have cattle panels. So the middle section where the fence will swing to will also be cattle panel wall. So it'll be 10-foot gate and then cattle panel wall with 2 posts. So I think that'll work really well. I had in my mind kind of imagined that the gate would be in the middle, but the more I got thinking about it, I was like, well, it'll be a little awkward to secure a cattle panel wall to the back wall. I might as well just have that spot be a latch for the gate. That will make it a little bit easier instead of having to put a divider or kind of a wall for the cattle panel wall to attach to, which seemed a little weird. And unnecessary. So I thought, well, let me just make it easier on myself. I'll just have a latch off of the existing boards on the back wall for the gate to attach to. It'll be fine. Then this section will be the cattle panel wall. It'll be easier for me to attach the end of the cattle panel wall to this beam. So yeah, I think it'll be fine. All right, it is snowing now. See if you can see that. So it's snowing pretty good now. I have a feeling it's probably going to snow all afternoon, so I'm glad to be undercover, and I'm hoping to get these holes done. I did find at least a couple beams over here that I could probably use for the posts. I am going to take a look in the barn still. I think I have a couple lighter ones that are more square. These ones are like, probably like 3x5s. So they're a little awkward. I think I have a few in the barn that are like the 4x4, so more square. Okay, so I am making pretty good progress. You can see I've got the posts in. They are not set in concrete yet. I'm going to get that tomorrow. But they are in, and I'm going to start screwing the boards, cross boards into them. I'll set the posts in concrete hopefully tomorrow. I think it will be fine to get the little cattle panel fence done. In the meantime, the cows are really staring at me across the driveway like, we would like in now. It's going to be dark in about 4.5 hours. I'm thinking about putting them in the stall that I currently have the calf in tonight, just so that they're out of the snow tonight. So I do have an option for getting them in. I'll put you guys on time lapse. I would put you over here in this corner, but I think my camera will get too much snow on it. So I'm just going to put you guys in the middle here. I'm going to end up cutting some boards, and I'm going to do the bottom boards first, and then I will take a cattle panel, measure the height. So I'm probably going to do the board screwed to this side, and then on the back side put the cattle panel, and then I'll end up putting another board to kind of sandwich the cattle panel in between. I think that will work pretty good. And then I've changed my mind about putting the fence so that it swings to the middle, because let me put this down so I can try to explain it a little bit better. Okay, so the thing that I didn't realize was when I was setting that post, if I had the gate on that post swinging in, I would have needed to measure so that the bracket that attaches the gate to the post would have, so if this was your post, it would have needed to set this way, not this way. Because I had measured it so that the post would set, the bracket that set the post would hang this way, which means that I would only be able to swing it 90 degrees. And I had hoped that I could swing it all the way, like a 180. So that would just make it so even if I did set the bracket on the front of the post like I need it to so that it can swing all the way around, it would have just given me a couple extra inches at the end against the wall, and I just don't like that look. Sorry, you guys kind of fell over a little bit. So I decided that it would probably just be better, just pick you guys up. It would probably just be better if I attached the gate to the back wall. It'd be a little bit more secure, and then this first post will just be the place that I tie it. And so when this gate swings open, it will just go to the back wall. That's fine. There's just that beam, so it's not going to sit exactly flush against the wall when it is swung open. I don't really like that, but it is okay. And then, so these two sections will just be cattle panel. So, yeah, that's just what I'm going to do. It will be fine. Okay, I'm going to quit chatting. I got stuff to do before it gets dark. So I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse, and I'm going to keep working on this section. So, yeah. All right, off we go. Okay, so it's been about an hour. It's going pretty good. Got the first section mostly done. So I still need to do the back, and I'm going to put a board on the end there to kind of cover up the joint. And then once I get this section done, I'll put another board to just kind of make it look very seamless. But it's coming along really good. I'm about to work on the middle section. I've just got this board here. I'm going to cut that up, and that'll be enough for the 2 cross boards. And then I will put the cattle panel up. I don't think I'm actually, it'll be really close. I don't think I'm going to, well, I don't think this one's going to be long enough. This section that I have laying here of cattle panel, I probably will need like a foot or 2, which is really frustrating. But I might have a scrap in the barn that I can use, or I will end up just cutting an 8-foot section down and using that. So I'm working on that, and then I don't know if I'm gonna have any daylight after that though. It is about 3:30 at this point, so I might be able to get some of this section done, but that's gonna be about it for today. It's coming along pretty good though. I'm happy with how it looks. Things always take longer than I think that they're going to, but I'm happy with that. So, and I don't think I actually mentioned this before, but the 2 beams that I'm using, I was able to find in the barn, and they were exactly the same height and the same, I think they're both 4x4. So that worked out perfectly. That's going pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to put you guys on another time lapse while I work on this middle portion. Ideally, I would be able to get this done today. We will see. Tomorrow, I would like to get to the hardware store to buy the concrete and set the posts, and buy the brackets that I need for the gates. It's the next day, so today is Saturday. I am about to set the posts in concrete. It is really cold. I know it's not the ideal temperature to set concrete, but I gotta get this done. It's 25 degrees outside. It's almost 12 o'clock, so I'm hoping they'll get firm enough in the next, 6 to 8 hours that it'll be okay overnight. But happy with how it's going. I'm gonna get these fence posts set, and then I'm gonna get the gate attached, and then I'm gonna do some cleanup. I also brought over some plywood sheets right here, so I'm gonna be putting that on the bottom of the wall. The old owner said that when they built this machinery shed, they put up the boards when they were still wet, like they had just been milled. And so there are a lot of gaps because as the wood dried out, it compressed, and so there are bigger gaps than or ideal. So I had all these plywood sheets, and a couple of them are actually 1/4-inch subfloor sheets that we had left over when we got our new kitchen floor put in. And so, but they'll be fine for just blocking the wind. I'm going to be putting those up on this corner, and then once eventually I don't have hay on that side, I'll do that side as well, just to help keep the wind out. I know it's a 3-sided machinery shed, and there's always going to be air, coming in and out, but like blowing through. It will just help when the animals are laying down that they can get in a corner and not have the wind blowing on them. They'll be protected a little bit better. So I might as well use them. I've got them sitting here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to clean up a little bit, move some of those boards over to the other side. Okay, welcome back. So today is Sunday. The cows are in here. So Julie and I just got them in. Got their water filled up, which was a big ordeal. Got their hay done. So they are in here looking pretty good. They're just exploring. So yesterday I managed to finish the boarding along the side for trying to keep out a little bit of the wind. We've got their lights put up there. You can see the string of lights. It's just a few light bulbs. And so what I did was, it shares the same extension cord, just because there's no power out here, as their water heater. So I'm thinking in the day I'll use their water heater, and then at night I'll plug in their light. All the hoses are frozen, so it took a lot longer to get them water than I was hoping, but and then Julia went down the hill and got the water out of this bin where this was the water trough for the horse area in the summer. And so I'm just going to be using that as a hay feeder for them this winter. So we can just take hay from here, throw it over into the bin. Hey, squirrely girly. So she's the one, she can be a heifer sometimes. She's the one last year who got her eyelid stuck in a electric fence insulator. So I made sure to get every single nail off of the wall. There's hopefully nothing that she can do in here to hurt herself. You can see she is getting a little bit of an udder. She is, she's due in March, so she is 5 months pregnant. She's got 4 months left. She's getting a bit of an udder. She's definitely looking bigger right now on the right side. So anyway, they're all set. They're nice and cozy in here. I'm going to go in and take a break and get warmed up. There are still a few things that I want to do for this project. So this side of the rail needs a board on the back. And so I will end up bolting through the boards just to kind of sandwich in the cattle panel. I don't think they're going to bust this out. I put a bunch of poultry staples, so it's fine for now. I just didn't want to waste any more boards right now. I'm going to still try to do the horse wall, and I want to see what's left over from that project before I finish this project. So I do need 4 more boards here. And then on the cow side, I need 1, 2, and then 3 for right here, boards on the front, just to kind of make it look a little bit more seamless. But other than that, I got these gates put on. It went moderately well. I did have to re-put one of the gates back on because I had accidentally not put the top one facing down because the bottom one faces up. And I didn't think I was going to be able to get it out, but I managed to do that, so I was able to get that put back on. You can see they're trying to eat the grass. I know, girls, no more till spring, okay? No, they're on hay until spring. All right, I'm going to go inside for a while, get warmed up. So that's going to be it for now on that project. I think the next project is going to be the horses. There they go. I've been noticing now that I've been working on the cow area, that they do seem to go under the hut for just a little bit every day, even though there's nothing over there for them. They like to take a little walk over there. So their wall is going to be my next project. So thank you everybody for joining me.